Our Milky Way galaxy, with countless orbiting suns. Compact system of stars. But planets near these stars, usually too hot. It can't sustain life. However, for those who are colder, for weaker stars, they migrated closer to the star. For example, Gliese 667 in the constellation Scorpio. It is about 23 light-years from Earth. It was the first low-mass star to be discovered. Systems with multiple potentially migratory planets around them. The most striking thing about this triple star system is that JJ 667c. This is a faint red dwarf star. The surface temperature is approximately 3,775 open, although smaller and cooler. But it has a rich planetary system. In the initial observations, Gliese, there are only 3 exoplanets in Galaxy 667c that have arrived. However, scientists are reanalyzing existing data. After making additional observations, the discovery of this planetary system, it may actually contain 6 planets. 3 of them, even for pieces, could be the matter. Inhabited super-Earth. So what is a super-Earth? This term is used to describe something larger than the Earth. They're not giant planets like Jupiter or Saturn. These planets may be composed of rocks, stone, or a mixture of rocks and ice, and may have the ability to support thickness of multiple life forms. Dense atmosphere. Liheng, star Gliese 667 closest planet. It's a burning world. Surface temperatures up to 200 degrees centigrade. This planet is the most massive in the system. About 5.5 times the mass of the Earth. Likely to have an extremely thick atmosphere. Its orbital period around the star is only 7 days. 3 previously habitable planets in the system, located farther from the star. The mass is between 1 and 5 times that of the Earth. Is an ideal target for livability research. Gliese 667cc is located on the star. The endogenous mass of the habitable zone is about 3.8 times that of the Earth. The radius is 1.8 times that of the Earth. 1 year is equivalent to only 28 days on Earth. He has an Earth-like index of 0.85. Therefore, it is known as the holy tablet of the exoplanet due to the red dwarf Gliese 667c. The energy output of the star is low. The rebellion is very close to the stars. Distance from 0.11 astronomical units to 0.23 astronomical units. It falls completely within the orbit of Mercury. In comparison, the Earth is about 1 astronomical unit from the Sun. If the Earth were at such a distance, then it will be a frozen world. And Gliese 667cc only gathers 5 stars, about 0.12 astronomical units, orbiting the star every 28 days. Due to such close proximity, planets may be tidally locked, lest it be daylight forever. And on the other side is the endless night. This situation can lead to a huge temperature difference between the two sides. The past 2 years have had a profound impact on the global climate. Gliese 667cc. The light received from the parent star is higher than that of the Earth, receiving less than 10% from the Sun. But since most of the light is infrared, the total energy received by the planet is the same as that of the Earth. Energy received from the Sun. Quite this helps maintain the presence of water and create Earth-like climate conditions. However, scientists are still unsure. Does a planet have an atmosphere? And the thickness of the atmosphere, therefore, its surface temperature, and not be accurately predicted. If the planet had an atmosphere similar to that of Earth, then heat could be transferred globally and equalize the temperature to a pleasant level around 30 degrees Celsius. Living on such a planet, it's a completely different experience. Gliese 667cc receives stellar light with a light red. The other 2 stars in its flag. Gliese 667 and a distance of about 230 astronomical units, far beyond Pluto. The distance of the Sun is located outside the planetary system. However, the 2 stars are visible both during the day and at night, like a pair of bright stars, shining in the night sky like a full moon. And our Sun is in this sky, just a distant star. Unfortunately, this close-up red dwarf star is known will fire drug spots. Its radiation and high-energy particles, the intensity of the seed can reach thousands of solar medicines, times as much as this for living in Gliese 667. For the potential life on the surface of the information is a threat, because the planet is far from its drug-spotted parent star. Too close besides. The strong magnetic fields of red dwarfs may cause the appearance of star spots. The energy output of a star decreases over a period of months, up to 40% plus a lack of UV radiation. This pair is known. The formation of life poses more challenges. Living in Gliese 667cc will end. It's completely different from life on Earth as we know it, due to the planet's massive mass. Its surface attractive force acceleration is about 60% higher than that of Earth. A person weighing 75 kilograms on Earth, the weight here will increase to 120 kilograms. In addition, more massive planets can maintain a thicker atmosphere, resulting in higher atmospheric pressure on the surface. If the planet's atmosphere is similar to that of Earth, the air pressure will only be a few times higher. But if the atmosphere is similar to that of Venus, pressure could reach as high as the Earth. The ocean level at a depth of several kilometers, although located within the habitable zone. Conditions for Gliese 667cc, still not necessarily similar to Earth. Life here may need to adjust to unstable and weak light, high atmospheric pressure, and frequent bite spots. But that doesn't mean life cannot be born in this world. There are already many organisms have shown amazing adaptability. The other two in the Gliese 667 system may have been moved. The planet inhabited is almost identical to Gliese 667cc, Gliese 667c respectively, and Gliese 67 West. They are further away from their mother, receive less energy. This might make them too cold, and not suitable for the existence of life. However, unlike the Gliese 667c, if they had a thicker atmosphere, it will help maintain a warm temperature to provide an indicative environment for potential life. Discovered 3 planets located in the habitable zone of the same galaxy. Poetry is rare, and 4 is even more unimaginable. According to a study, grids Earth, the Sun receives by the 5 planets in the 667c system radiation between 20% and 200% of the written sunshine on the Earth. This makes them potentially livable. But there are other factors at play. Scientists have determined that, for one with the mass of the Earth, for equal planets, the habitable zone of the Gliese 667c has 2 boundaries. The inner boundary is between 0.95 to 0.1 to 6 astronomical units. The outer boundary is between 241 to 0.51 astronomical units. Anything within these distances, planets orbiting the star C, both may have indicative conditions for maintaining liquid water. If a planet is too close to its parent star, too high a temperature can turn water into steam and spill ice, make the planet unsuitable for life. This is because water vapor is a greenhouse gas. It traps heat, and the temperature rises to unbearable levels. Only those located within the habitable zone, and planets with greater mass, to better resist the humid greenhouse effect. On the other hand, if the planet is far from the parent orchard, for example, the outermost isolation is 667 grams, it may be covered by ice. Although gases such as carbon dioxide can warm planets, prevent freezing, but if the concentration is too high, it also cools the planet by reflecting light. So carbon dioxide, the effect of warming the planet is also limited. In 2013, astronomers announced that Gliese 667c has at least 6 planets, and there could be a 7th planet, named Gliese 667c-H. Although controversial, but this thin white planet may be orbiting the star C, the smallest planet to vent on, at least 1.1 times the mass of the Earth, located between planets C and B. Due to its mass and distance from its parent star, planet H may be too hot, unsuitable for the existence of any life. Planet Case, Unity has been confirmed to operate within the habitable zone. The location of the route is still uncertain, but it is estimated that he may be located in the habitable zone of 4 and 8. This means Gliese 667cc, Gliese 667cf, Gliese 667ce, and possibly the Gliese 667cd, all have the potential to be based, like Gliese 667c, so dense around M-type dwarfs. Discovery of planetary systems, suggesting the existence of a large number of similar planetary systems. Every system has multiple potential benefits. Inhabited star, M-star dwarf. It accounts for more than 70% of the population in our galaxy. Therefore, these planetary systems that could be the cradle of life. The number may far exceed people's expectations. Now, scientists don't need to be in 10 stars anymore, searching for a potential migratory planet. It can be concentrated on a single star. Multiple Earth 2.0 candidates discovered around. With the development of new high-end telescopes, our ability to unravel the mysteries of the universe is dying. Address data growth. James Webb. The main task of the Space Telescope is to study early, exploring the origin of galaxies and stars. But it's unique. It lies in being able to analyze the distant atmospheres of exoplanets. The telescope's near-infrared spectrometer and mid-infrared instrument, we can measure the different spectra emitted by distant objects. This helps scientists understand planets, the composition and temperature of its atmosphere. In addition to the scarf, the telescope is also equipped with a powerful infrared camera, can penetrate the dense clouds of exoplanets to help us study its geological features. However, the end of the TREPPIST-1 system, infrared stars are the most common in the galaxy, common types of stars. It is also the most active star known, frequently emits strong drug spots multiple times a day. Due to the atmospheres of exoplanets in the laboratory, it takes observation. The passage of light through the atmosphere is analyzed. This allows scientists to difficulty distinguishing between ordinary light and medicine spot-induced stellar radiation. However, James, the accuracy of the Boeing Space Telescope is far higher than other telescopes. Its ability to detect fluctuations in brightness, it's like looking at 10,000 light bulbs, and found that 4 of them were turned off. So far, telescope study of TREPPIST-1 system reveals the closest constant in this system. Planets of stars may only have extremely thin atmospheres. It might not even have an atmosphere. Its surface is likely to be a bare rock. The innermost planet is called TREPPIST. In one arm is a world of scorching rocks. Surface temperatures up to about 232 degrees Celsius, due to its proximity to its parent star. Like Mercury in the solar system, it's outside the habitable zone. A little further away, another planet orbits the red dwarf star TREPPIST-1 run. People used to think that the second planet in the system is similar to Venus, but the data from the SCARF telescope overturned this speculation. This planet, it doesn't have a thick atmosphere like Venus, although its daytime temperature is still very high. It's about 107 degrees centigrade, but he is now considered to be the coldest rocky planet ever studied. In such a harsh environment, even if there was a source, water has long since evaporated. However, according to a new study, the rest of this planetary system, it may still be cold enough. Wet water is retained in liquid or solid form. In this system, the lightest planet, the mass of TRAPPIST is about 30% of the mass of the Earth. The radius is about 80% of the Earth. Due to the smaller mass, this planet may not have a dense atmosphere or abundant species, but it still has similarities to Earth. For example, the amount of stellar radiation received. It is located endogenous in the habitable zone, without an atmosphere. The surface temperature will be about 9 degrees Celsius. In comparison, if the Earth did not have a greenhouse effect, the surface temperature will drop to minus 18 degrees Celsius. So here's the exciting part. This planet, it may have 150 times more water than the Earth. Although his potential emigration remains uncertain. But one factor could change that. That's the anti-mega rate. Anti-signal rate is a measure of the ability of a surface to reflect sunlight, expressed as a percentage. The range of values is from 0 to 1. 0 means complete absorption of sunlight. It's a complete reflection of sunlight. The average albedo of the Earth is 0.3. If the albedo of TREPPIST-EDD is close, this one might provide indications of the environment for life. This is because water vapor acts as a greenhouse gas. But at an Earth-like albedo, planets can avoid the runaway greenhouse effect. Scientists speculate that TREPPIST-EDD could be covered by the global ocean. But to support life, the tidal heat flux needs to be 20 times that of Earth. Tidal heat flux is a special kind of energy. By the attractive forces of planets and nearby objects, interaction produces offsite in TRAPPIST. This energy would be similar to Earth's geothermal energy, can maintain chemical reactions in the vast ocean. On Earth, some life forms rely on chemical energy synthesis. It's not photosynthesis. So TREPPIST-1d, perhaps it is a non-dependent young life home of light. If the planet has a thin atmosphere, the junction of day and night, and the eternal twilight zone may also be habitable. Of the 7 planets in the TREPPIST-1 system, the 4th planet, TREPPIST-100 million, has the greatest potential. It's not just dense, and it could be a beautiful planet. It's also compositionally similar to the Earth. Located in a belt of the parent star, TREPPIST-100 million may have thick, dense negative oxygen atmosphere, and all the hydrogen may have been spilled because of its lightness. So that's the good news, because hydrogen is a greenhouse gas. If this planet originally had more water than Earth and Mars, and it sustains that water over the years. Then its climate. It may be related to the Earth we enjoy. The climate is very similar. Can imagine living in such a world. A year is equivalent to only 7 days on Earth. The concept of day and night is familiar to us. The usual is completely different, due to the extremely close distance to the star. All the planets in the system are tidal. Locked state. Forever facing Jupiter. Under an endless sunset or sunrise. The sky shines a faint red light. 6 planets appear in the sky. Like a bright moon hanging in the sky. Some are even bigger than the Earth's moon. It looks even bigger on his wrinkled face. This planet. Perhaps there are lands suitable for human survival. However, the climate here is rather different. Heavy storm clouds cover a large area. Giant dust storm, distributing heat across the planet's surface. They sustain complex ecosystems. Temperature balance required for survival. It also generates powerful storms. Tornadoes and hurricanes. The foliage is a cold place. It's hard for even expedition teams to get there. This is the realm of the polar cold. Towering glaciers dominate the landscape, although the continuous twilight can be tiresome. But for the first immigrants, this provides a key advantage. In the distant past, our ancestors once relied on changing constellations to identify direction. But in the TRAPPIST sense, the position of the parent star in the sky never changes, like a fixed North Star. For people to explore this unknown alien planet, land guidance, although it looks more comfortable than the Sun. M-type red dwarfs in the Milky Way galaxy, quantity is like 10 times as many stars as the Sun. These small red dwarfs are expected to become cradle of life and have trillions of years to provide. Life evolves and reproduces in the vicinity of our universe, although red dwarfs usually appear dim. But as mentioned before, such stars can suddenly and it dramatically increases the brightness, enter a kind of super mode. It's like a super strong drug spot that explodes. Some scientists believe that these spots from the star TRAPPIST-1, possibly for life on nearby planets, play a helpful role. These spots release a lot of energy. Perhaps it is this energy that triggers important molecules, such as the formation of amino acids. And these molecules are precisely the building blocks of life. Although medicinal high-energy radiation may cause harm, even planetary surface extinctions, or glassy atmosphere. But it could also be early. The development of life provided the additional energy required. Data display. TRAPPIST-1 as host star. It is much safer than other red dwarfs. Its drug-like strength is approximately only 1/30th that of other red dwarfs. However, due to TRAPPIST, the 7 planets in the system are densely arranged. The effect of the patch will still be very obvious. This means that in the TRAPPIST sense, the aurora, it's nothing like the auroras we know about. The human body is very fragile. Even weaker and more frequent sunspots. It will also affect the inhabitants of this planet. Cause continued danger. Here the aurora acts as a kind of natural alarm, foreshadowing the arrival of medicine. To survive in such an environment, residents rely on a thick ozone layer, powerful magnetic field protection, and advanced technical means to monitor and respond to these instability. Fixed solar activity to ensure safety. Future colonists may prone similar cover shelters. These shelters will be equipped with flat-bottomed materials and advanced life support systems to provide shelter during intense space radiation. Protect and build it in each residential area. Live on a planet like this. It won't be much different from Earth, because its attractive force is about 93% of Earth's. But if the sunspots hit, can't find a safe haven. People's arteries may contract, affect blood flow. It can even lead to serious health problems. Exposure to such extreme interstellar radiation for a long time. It can also damage the DNA in cells. Interferes with normal cell division. It triggers genetic mutations, or the proliferation of abnormal cells. In this world of eternal gaze, growing plants has become a challenge. Starlight shines at a low angle, could cast large shadows on a planet's surface. It restricts the growth of plants. To solve this problem, humans may learn from Babylon, the design concept of the sky garden. Let the vegetation hang from the multi-level platform. Absorb sunlight from different directions. Can imagine a series of cascading planting boxes are arranged together. Each floor is placed below the previous one. The spacing between plants is designed to allow sunlight to flow from penetration in all directions, even if the lower plants are partially obscured by the upper ones. It can also pass through small spaces between sides or vegetation. The gap receives sunlight. Make the most of limited sunlight resources. This approach is similar to vertical in nature. Gardens where every inch of space is optimized. For plant growth, if there are native plants on the planet, then they may not need human intervention. Can reproduce, live because they may have evolved black leaves to better absorb faint starlight. Another type of camera is, these plants may have evolved to produce light through its own softness and light to make up for the lack of natural light. This adaptability not only does it prolong their growth time, it also increases the chances of surviving under constant gaze. TRAPPIST 1F is slightly farther from its star. It receives only about a third of the sunlight. The surface of the planet appears colder as a result. If it had no atmosphere, the surface temperature is about -59 degrees Celsius. This would be any potential source of water turned into ice. A similar situation also occurs in the two outermost planets, TRAPPIST Base and TRAPPIST 1H. Although the data shows that they are rich in water, its surface will still be covered by ice. However, due to TRAPPIST is based on a mass 30% greater than that of Earth, it may have enough attractive force retain the atmosphere. If this line, stars can maintain this layer of heat distribution, and there is active volcanic activity, with providing greenhouse gases to support the sustainability of the atmosphere, then it could still be a water world. Or it's underground, hidden in an ocean of liquid water up to 6,700 meters deep. In comparison, the average depth of the Earth's oceans is about 3,700 meters. On the edge of the TRAPPIST 1 system, radiation microscopic in the orbit of the seventh planet, weak if the planet is in the solar system. It's about halfway between Mars and Jupiter. According to estimates, the surface temperature as low as -100 degrees Celsius. One is an old star that has existed for about 7.60 billion years. It has been cooling since its inception. These nearby planets has been affected by extreme heat. Theoretically, these high temperatures should be enough to evaporate water from these celestial bodies and gather in its atmosphere. However, when intense stellar winds blow up these planets, this water may have escaped into space. Despite this, astronomers, according to more accurate planetary atmospheric models and real-world data, it is speculated that the planet of TRAPPIST 1 may not have warmed up enough to break the Earth's crust, and the degree to which the floor is completely melted. This means that even after the star cools down, there's still plenty of moisture, maybe trapped in rock. Currently, the environmental conditions on these planets are extremely harsh. The red dwarfs are known for their extremely long lifespans. These 7 TRAPPIST planets will be in the billions or even going through countless stages of evolution over trillions of years, until one day, today's hot or cold, the world has become a more livable place, become a habitat for life as we understand it. Numerous studies have shown that life in red dwarf, the probability of appearing around the star than around a star like the Sun, much higher, and there are far more dwarf stars in the universe. Other types of stars, they are also the smallest light-burning stars. 2023. Astronomers have discovered a star orbiting the constellation Australis. Fascinating exoplanet orbiting infrared star 715. That's about 430 light-years away. Astronomically speaking, it's like our cosmic neighbor. Like a star living on a street corner. Refund 715. Surrounded by a super called Refund 715 coins. Earth. The so-called super-Earth is to make it more massive than the Earth. The quality of the refund of 715 coins is about 3 times that of the Earth. The diameter is about 1.5 times that of the Earth. To evaluate the habitability of a celestial body, in addition to various other factors, also need to confirm whether it is a water world or developed planets by analyzing the parameters of this thin exoplanet. Scientists can predict its composition. It has been determined that it belongs to the gaseous state, appearance or water quality planet, usually between 10 and 10 times the mass of the Earth. A planet with a diameter between Earth and Neptune. Mostly beauty planets. But the 715 refund is not just for its exceptional in quality and size. He is still in the distance of Star River City. Received heat. It may be enough to maintain the existence of liquid water on the surface, and where there is water, there is potential for life. Red dwarfs like Push 715. Its basis is pending, often densely packed with multiple planets. Astronomers speculate there could be another planet in this system. It is about 7% larger than the Earth. If this theory holds true, then he will become a zero-day exoplanet. Discovered by a survey satellite. Minimum habitable. Study exoplanets. In our search for a habitable planet. Planets like Rabbit 715b. Perhaps the most promising candidate. Although we are concerned about this newly discovered exoplanet, and its potential neighbors know very little. But imagine this. If future observations can reveal, indicates the existence of its atmosphere, even species are found on its surface, as if we were on Saturn. Liquid seen on the largest moon, Titan. And that's really exciting. Maybe one day, our descendants will live there, exploring a vast and unknown land. Saw strange creatures roaming this alien land.